Here we are at the beginning of day 4. We've only got maybe 2 hours to go before we can get out of this trail now, but that doesn't mean a lot. We only got 200 yards yesterday before we broke the truck. So it's a lovely day again, warming up real nice, and we're going to see what happens in the next few minutes when we set off. Justin?
I hope everything goes well today, because we got those steak dinners waiting for us.
Well, I got 2 trucks on the trip, so I had to go through all the bearings, check everything out, changed all the fluids, just spend everything trying to bulletproof everything we have so we don't have to break down on the trail.
Build some storage boxes for the backs of the truck so we could be a little bit more organized. Bought some boots for the wife to keep her feet warm and dry. And it's basically trying to waterproof the truck as best as possible, because I heard we're going to be going through a lot of water.
To prepare for this trip, Dana and I worked for months checking out all the different parts of the truck. Obviously, Dana was checking the mechanics of the truck, and I was checking more of the living conditions, the tent, the sleeping bag, the food, the kitchen. We added some new gear to our vehicles. We got new lights on mine. We checked tires. We checked all the different parts. We brought extra axles and things like that.
Weeks just going through the truck to make sure all the seals and the bearings and all the mechanical parts were good for this trip. We went through the whole truck and spent quite a bit of time on it.
What I did to prep for this trip is I packed all my gear and I put it in my truck.
The next trip, I'd probably bring a little heavier sleeping bag. I was a little chilly last night and the last 2 nights.
I think I would add a little bit more backup equipment, maybe drive shaft, CVs.
That definitely changed my gear ratio, better waterproofing.
I would probably bring my own tent. one that doesn't quite leak like a tea bag.
The main problem on these trips, expeditions, get so much stuff that you need to have a really good storage configuration.
Possibly put lockers on this vehicle, I don't know. Sometimes I like being the one that doesn't have the lockers so we can compare what the different vehicles can do without them.
My favorite camping accessory that I brought this year was a bottle of margarita mix.
My favorite camping accessory was the rooftop tent. It got us up off the ground and we were dry, especially the first night when it was raining pretty hard.
My ass warmer, actually. When I was around the fire, I would put that Coleman thing right underneath my chair there, and it was nice and cozy.
Of the trip for me was when I hit the rock underwater, because I was hoping I didn't break something that couldn't be fixed, but it turned out I just bent the rim.
So what we got here is probably our last obstacle of the trip. We've got a washout here where the water just eroded this cut here, and what we're doing is we're trying to clear some of the brush away to the right hand side so we can keep the vehicles tight against this wall so we can try and make it up these rocks.
The thing I like about the terrain is that number one, you had a variation of all the different things, all the different challenges. You had mud runs, you had hill climbs, you had rocks, you had some technical aspects where you had to have a spotter to pick your line. All those things together gave you a good mix of a trail ride versus just mud runs or technical. So it gave a good breakup of all the different techniques and challenges that you would use on a expedition like this.
I particularly like the terrain up here. It was a lot of variation. You had rocks if you wanted to climb the rocks. You had deep mud if you wanted to go in the deep mud. A really good variety of trails. I mean, it was.
Oh, I love the terrain up here. The pine trees and the rocks and the water. This is just beautiful place. It's like the things you see in the travel magazines.
My favorite part of the terrain was when we must have been the second day, right before we got to the campsite. That last mile. A lot of good rocks and mud and a little bit of off-camera stuff. It was a good time.
just prep everything the best you can and be prepared. That's my motto. I just try to be prepared.
Here we are at the end of day 4, and it has been extremely tough. I am beat up. I'm ready to go.
We're tired, worn out, and hungry. We're going to take these trucks down this little trail road here, go get our steak dinner and our trophy.
Rocks!